I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, at this time, is there anyone from the public that would like to address the board? For a second time, is there anyone from the public that would like to address the board? For a third and final time, is there anyone from the public that would like to address the board? Seeing none, public portion is closed at 6:10. Student representatives, welcome back.
Yay! Back, and we're looking for.
Talking to the mic, just.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Sure, that's better. So yeah, we're glad to be and we're really looking forward to an amazing year in you guys updating and being that line of communication between students and the administration. So before that, we just wanted to say a few things. Over the summer, me, Caitlin, and Jennifer, we actually collabed with the New Haven Board of Education and Amity Board of Education. We raised about 50 pounds of clothing, food, and all that stuff, and got students from both New Haven and Amity together to just come together and be more collaborative in future endeavors. And we're actually planning something before going on with the New Haven Board of Education. That's something we did, and we're looking forward to doing it and collabing even more in the future. And also, another thing we thought of doing it before we get it.
Can I ask you,
Yeah.
you've been in touch with Ron Forleo, you guys are gonna get the word out, right?
Yes. Actually, he was
Actually, Kevy, I think.
Kevin connected us. Yeah. So I want to thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Caitlin also for connecting with you. So we were able to get it on social media. We were able to get at least 60 to 70 students for both West Haven, New Haven, and we got so many posts out there. And another thing is our job or student residents to be that line of communication between students and administration. And one idea that we came up with by putting some forms up around the schools and getting some suggestions, what is going good, what we can improve on, and just getting that to the administration and the principal. So that's what we're planning to implement, and maybe we could get some data and just some stuff to you guys in the future.
Just so you know, when this first was having student reps on the board, occasionally, I used to meet at the high school, so if you get that, you guys want to have a meeting or a small focus group, I'm happy to come over and meet you guys at the high school. If on those kinds of issues.
For sure,
You can address as how we want to move forward, but to come to the board, or many times I can just take care of it.
Yeah, that sounds great. We'll definitely, yeah, sure. And now I'll pass to my assistant here, Caitlin.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's so nice to be back. So just some announcements from school. September 18th, we will be having an open house at 8:30. Mr. Bowen had met with all grades this last week to talk about expectations, academics, and behavior. He really honed in on attendance policy because that has changed for the students. And he told us that you guys have heard, so I won't bore you with details. And being on time, which as seniors, I think that we're struggling with that a little bit in the morning, but it's okay. Fall sports are beginning. We actually have girls soccer right outside, boys soccer today, and the first volleyball matches. The new schedule has been an adjustment, but everyone's pretty comfortable with it, despite during the summer, everybody was not happy with it. But it's no complaints so far. And the theater department had a meeting today about their upcoming play, Almost Maine, and their auditions are this upcoming Thursday, so be ready to come see the play.
Right. Thank you, Kate.
I just want to tell you guys how impressed I am that you're taking to make that connection between us as board members and a student body. It's really impressive to see you guys make ground running. So I'm looking forward to what you guys accomplish this year.
Kate texts me all the time. You could share my cell phone number too if you want.
Yeah, I love the collaboration with New Haven and Orange and any of that, because I think us collaborating, us as a city, public school district, you guys as the representatives, it's wonderful. Yeah, that's great.
And definitely keep Robbie in the loop because it's great what you do, but I also want people to know what you guys are doing. You know, we gotta, you know, a lot of times the bad news gets out all the time about every high school and, you know, kids in general. But You guys are doing great things here, so definitely keep him in the loop. Anything you want to post, he's happy to do so. So he's doing a really good job of keeping that social media very active, so. Thank you, guys.
For the support, and we definitely got to the loop, what we planned.
Excellent. All right, administration status of schools. I will turn it over to the superintendent. That's committee essence. Yeah.
And like I said to my son, by the way, it's okay to be on time, but it's even better to be early. But anyway,
We got that lecture from this.
The older you get, the earlier you are is on time. So I'm at least 20 minutes early is on time.
so I thought we had a really successful opening. And I don't think those things happen by accident. I think a lot of preparation goes into it. A lot of kids registered up front. What was nice was that I didn't see a lot of lines at the schools, so I think people are really starting to get used to the online registration and taking advantage of that. Doing the best we can to get kids in school. I know that you guys, have gotten preliminary, enrollment numbers. There's no question we're down, but it's not going to be down like it appeared because, on a sheet I have, there's pending registrations. Now, there'll be more added, but I'm sure there'll be some kids who will have moved or will get notification on that. So just be a little bit cautious, but overall, we're down. Class size is really, really very good for elementary schools. It's low in some cases, but that's okay because I think there'll be some adjustments. High school, even with the pending registrations, I think we're down almost 100 students. So I think it was almost at 2,000, it's around 1,800 now, and it's about 100 pending. So that's the one, this is the one building, right? I think that we need to really keep an eye on it, but it looks overall like it's good. That's probably a good thing. Monitoring the bus numbers, we do it a little bit different now. We don't have to count. What we try to do is we look at the bus that Wingo provides us with the kids. And then if the number doesn't match what we're seeing on the buses, then we'll go out and count those. Personally, I'd like to, I argue every year with Craig regarding I'm trying to eliminate some runs, air, plus by the run. But he'll make the point that, like, for example, West Haven High School, it's hard to eliminate run because it's going all over the town, and you can't just combine runs. But we have to fight every year. Every year I lose, but I'll keep trying. Overall, though, although minimal bus issues, which is really good. But again, I think that goes to the preparation. Ashley, pretty close to our office. They do a good job. Craig lets everybody on the bus if he takes the phone.
You had talked about getting the scan thing to the buses, is that?
I talked.
Rose can't hear you. Sorry, I had your back that time. Sorry. Neil talked about getting the scan thing for the buses. I want to know where we stood with that.
I had the same question.
Yes, I have been talking to Craig. Since, I probably had 3 or 4 conversations, because we did have one incident where a middle school child was left off, got on the wrong bus, got off. See, Craig, if you had this scanner, I said, we would have known when the child got on, when the child got off, and where. He said to me, it's a promise, that let a week or 2 go by, let things settle down, we need to discuss it. We're willing to pay for most of it. In fact, we are gonna try to couple it with food service so that we can do IDs and whatnot. And I think it would be his advantage. The problem is, at the end of the day, they're his buses, and they do have to put something, how it's put on, I don't know. I think that's his biggest concern. But I have not given up on that. I just think that it would put so many minds at ease. It would be safer for kids to ride the bus. Most districts have it. In fact, I was talking, I think it was Chris Devereaux, whose kids are in North Haven. They just instituted something similar to that. So I'm not gonna give up on it.
Yeah.
I think I may have even mentioned, when we were doing the last contract, Winkle's buses are expensive. Winkle's still the cheapest. But another company reminded me, you don't get those kinds of bells at Winkle. So you give something to get something. However, I think it would be his advantage. It's not that expensive. and I have not given up on it. Just, I don't know if any of you have been around Washington School at the beginning, the first day or so, the traffic, people are still getting used to the traffic patterns. I did give Alicia permission to hire a traffic cop just to watch the area, but I believe our resource, teachers did that. It seems to be, moving along fine now, but again, we would expect those kinds of things, the new building, we're getting used to drop offs and buses and whatnot.
Even with any problems that were going on, I saw several neighbors post that it was better than ever before, so nobody was parked on their lawns and, yeah, so even if there were any hiccups, I think it's going swimming.
I think it had, I mentioned our class sizes, our enrollment. Yeah, before we give you your next enrollment sheet, give us a little bit of time to see who's coming and who's not coming. That'll be interesting. I've got some really good news for you. I'll save this one for last. It actually, Ann pointed it out, and I'm not sure that the city has officially done it, but they told us we could go forward with it. When we first asked that the city move that $1.2 million from Carrigan, that would have been for bonding in 25. That still hasn't happened. However, they have set the money aside for 2026. So we'll be meeting with Vancourt on Thursday, Ann and I, to discuss how we're going to spend that money, and we will give you a report or have Michael, Jeff Randy come before you and tell you what the plan is going.
Oh, that's spectacular.
Yeah, that's really good.
Can I just clarify, are you saying the city put that aside?
Yes, yeah, well, they borrowed the money.
Yeah.
Again, the
But
original
earmarked
was
for
for
us.
last year. We asked them, remember, to change. They didn't do that. They have put it in their bonding package for 2026, which
Oh,
is
that's
this
great.
issue.
Great.
That's all I have.
All right, any, holds or?
But I'm just happy to hear that, it went smoothly for the beginning of the season. I want to wish everybody an amazing year.
Yeah, I just want to say, the feedback that I've gotten, albeit not really elementary as much, is that things have been fairly smooth. I have one question going back to Rob,
I'm sorry, regarding what?
Rob's presentation. When he was talking about the class, the changing, so we have more hours. No, we have more days for teachers. Are the hours not the same? Do we know the teachers?
Well, remember, I think the classes were longer, so their classes are a little bit shorter.
But
Down to
does it say
45
the-
minutes. He did take a minute off the passing time, which did eliminate, which doesn't make it as short. However, I think what he wanted, what he heard was the contact time with teachers, students is going to be more often, which I think that outweighed the shorter class time.
I think he said the instructional time in general was increasing
Okay,
versus.
math takes a while to catch
Yeah.
up with.
No,
me,
that's
so I'm
right.
Thinking about it.
Yeah, I do believe he said the instructional time is increasing per class versus, in one solid block, like overall instructional time.
And the feedback sounded great from you guys, because I think the concern we all had was the passing and everything. And that seems to everyone's been getting used to it and the passing fine.
Sounded like they planned it out pretty well, like these stays watch building. The other thing, Heather, I would just say, and this goes to any board member, especially at the beginning of the year, if you see stuff on social media or you have a question, don't wait for the board meeting. Usually we can fix it or get you the answer prior. And then if you want to report it at the board meeting, by all means, but I know I meant to say this anyway. At the beginning of the year, when you're hearing a lot of this went wrong, that went wrong, get right to us and we'll get you. We'll go to the right person and get you the answer so that you can go back and hopefully defend us. If something needs to be changed, we're happy to change it.
I would say from what I saw, just in comparison
No,
to
it's-
years, it's much more positive.
Yeah, no, I think again, I think the changes have been made over the years, the online registration. Most of our principals are veteran principals. I think we've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, I was waiting for a scathing report from Kate after all the chatting we were doing over the summer, so I was very glad to hear that, Kate.
Yeah, that's great.
I just wanted to, mention two posts that I saw on the public school social media today. There was an alumni spotlight and a coaches spotlight, and I thought they were really well written. It talks about one of our alumni class of, I think, 2005, maybe. And it highlighted our soccer coach, and I think it's really nice that we're giving the public that doesn't have kids here, or doesn't attend our meetings, or doesn't know really what makes up our school communities. It was really nice to see the write-ups about where someone has gone post-grad at West Haven High School, and then just coaching our kids. It was really, Providence doing a really nice job. Yeah, I was really impressed.
Now, go question to one, any update on Judy?
Yes, Judy was back in work today. She can't drive yet. And Judy didn't want to come to the meeting because she has, one of her hands got infected and the other one is broken. She had surgery on the hand that was broken, so she didn't want to walk around like, this, yeah.
I mean, she has the same band that you do.
And she had to say, well,
She's as vain as you are.
absolutely.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, right.
Good
All
job.
our thoughts are with her.
Yeah,
And she appreciates that. And I think that one of the things that she just wants to put it past her, doesn't want to keep going over it or not. So we're certainly respect that.
the other question I have is that are we any improvement on vacancies?
With the what, Patrick?
Vacancies.
I believe all our jobs have been filled. I know there were only two as of last week, and I believe that Steph had put offers out to, well, Tammy's here, Tam, right? The two teaching positions that were open are the, yeah.
That's fantastic, that's a beautiful, yeah.
think people already touched on, it was great to see the opening go well for students, staff, teachers. And question of superintendent, I know some of this bounced around. Is there any way we can treat Washington staff to a breakfast or a lunch, considering they don't what they did in 2 weeks prior to that ribbon cutting?
I'm sure we can work something.
Just a little something from the board to say thank you. And obviously we want to let the first day jitters and the first week settle down, and we'll let you work that out with the principal, but something on behalf of the board is just we appreciate it. Tammy, okay, thank you very much.
Mental note, talk to Meg.
I have nothing, just welcome back to everybody, and here's to a terrific year.
Amen to that. I did hear, Seahawks season has begun, so I got to see a lot of the kids that were their first back to school days. The overwhelming joy from the Washington school students after seeing that building, not just the ones that came to our open house that we had, but when they went to school that day, and using the playground. We could not have done a better job, and by we, I mean the board, and especially Ken. Like, I think the school is, you all saw it the other night, it's absolutely stunning. The facilities are second to none anywhere, so we have
It was
this.
nice, Debbie, and I think one of the things was, I don't know if you saw the piece on NBC 30, where they had interviewed the parent talked about what a nice facility it was for the actual, for the community.
Yep, I saw that one. She did a really good job that.
The parent did,
Yeah.
put her on the payroll. Got it.
Right? We're on the PR team. So, I had some family visiting from out of town, and they always comment on West Haven High School and how beautiful it is. And then I said, oh, well, let me drive you by Washington School. And they were like, wow, you guys are really killing it over here. So great job. I'm so pleased with how that all turned out. Next up, exactly. Next up, we'll talk about that thing. All right, next on the agenda is approval of minutes, D1, minutes from the August 18th Board of Education meeting. I will entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Kim, second by Patrick. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Pat's abstaining. D2. Oh, and Rosa, sorry, I didn't see your hand up there. Pat and Rosa will abstain. D2 25-61, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Heather, second by Rosa, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion for D3 25-62 through 25-67 as all inclusive.
Motion.
Motion by Rosa, second by Heather. Any discussion?
I just want to say I was happy when I saw this, as I saw these positions filled, yeah. Point can by the people as well. So, you know. You did a great job there.
And school nurse position filled.
And the nurse, yep.
Those are hard to come by.
Hold your breath at the first.
And-
Stage.
Finally, the art teacher at the high school. Yes. thank
Oh,
you.
that's great. Yeah, I didn't, skip by that one. Perfect. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Under new business, we have D4 25-68, the ED 099 Agreement of Child Nutrition Program Form. We're revising the authorized signers, which means clarified. We're changing Matt to Kim. And, sorry, geez, behind the old person. Sorry, Ian.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, yes. Motion by Rosa, second
Second.
by Heather, any discussion? Other than the fact that I said Kim and not Ian? Any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, sorry. What's the other?
Don't say that.
Now you're all flustered. I am.
Stick your tongue out.
25-69, approval of the annual peer advocate trip to Camp Cedar Crest.
Motion.
Motion by Heather, second by Kim, any discussion?
Only that Julie's here. I mean, I know you guys.
I think we've had a
Across the
presentation,
past.
I think everyone's seen it.
I think we
a
should
couple
let her know,
times, so-
let everyone know that.
We just want to see you do a couple of cartwheels.
When Taylor was delegate, one of us had to put her on the ice. That's his job, so.
No, that's a great program as a peer advocate, ex-peer advocate mom. I think they have it's a great bonding experience for them, so I'm happy to, have that approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions, motion carries. 25-70, the settlement agreement between the West Haven Board of Education and the West Haven Administrators Association. I will entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Rosa, second by Bob. Any discussion?
And I think that Heather's point was very well taken before, what she said, we should be talking about these things. You now have a lot of that proof. You see what the other administrators can say that stuff, and I think that's exactly what you were alluding here for.
I think it would be good to send this packet, this full packet to the council people when we send it to us.
We will send them the settlement and we will ask them for any information. And then when we go, definitely have it read.
Yeah, and I know they were invited to the
Negotiation.
conversation, so.
And the
But
comparisons are
comparison-
astounding, I'm sorry.
You should attach it with it,
We'll do that.
okay, because don't give it to them that same night. They don't even care to look at it. On that night.
It'll be the third time they're getting it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Highlights.
We'll get to it. But I think your point was well taken and certainly important. We'll do
we could
that.
hire one of those singing gorillas to bring in.
Peer applicants could bring in.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. The rest of the agenda is informational, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right.